Hi everybody, just using the teaser so she'll look at you. But I'd love you all to meet our newest girl, Meimei, who is caught on the teaser. Can I let that go? Here we go. So the time of filming this, Meimei is 6 months old. So she's in her teenage stage. And this video will be just showing a little bit of how we found her and went to pick her up and introduced her to our other cats. Hey, Possum. Like Alpha 2 up here. So it is my hope that these two will be great friends for many years. And so far they do get along really well, which is wonderful. So Meimei is a blue bicolour 6-month-old ragdoll entire female, and I'll put all of her details up on the screen. And she is from Melbourne, Victoria, and as I mentioned earlier, from a cattery called Golden Melon, who sadly no longer breed ragdolls. Meimei is the absolute last one, and we're very, very lucky to have her. If you're wondering, this eye colour is actually real. It's absolutely amazing. So I'll put her details up on the screen, and I'll put her parents as well, because a big part of why we chose to buy Meimei is that she is completely unrelated to all of our other cats. She has no cats within, I think, 8 to 10 generations in common with ours. Don't jump on Alpha 2. I wish she would stay up there so I can chat to you all while we have a beautiful visual, but she's a busy bean this morning. So the story of how we found Meimei, it was actually just a Facebook post. And I follow Golden Melon on Instagram and Facebook. They're perhaps more focused on British short hairs and British long hairs, or they were back then, than ragdolls. But I was aware they had some beautiful imported cats. It just never really crossed my mind because as I said earlier, I think I very rarely buy ragdolls locally. But Meimei was advertised as the final kitten because sadly Golden Melon no longer breed ragdolls. They decided to close down their ragdoll program. And I'll put the photos up that I saw of Meimei. I think she was about 8, maybe 7 or 8 weeks at the time, maybe 6. I can't quite remember. Oh, whoops. Oh, it's all right. We can look at Alpha 2. Here we go. So yes, I'd seen the post advertising Meimei. Can be a little bit tricky with Facebook. You're not really meant to advertise cats or kittens on there. You sort of have to do it discreetly. But she was advertised as the final kitten of Golden Melon's ragdoll program, and she was advertised with breeding rights, which, if you're not sure what that means, it means that you have the right to breed the cat with a full pedigree. Yeah, I wish she would just sit and I could talk, but anyway, that's all right. So yes, I'll put the photos up, and she was my type of kitten. From those photos, I really, really liked what I saw. And I tend to go for very wide muzzle, big smiley cheeks. I prefer nice wide set ears, floofy coat, very open-eyed, sweet look. And she had it all from those photos I saw. So, yeah, I contacted Golden Melon, and we had actually spoken before because I follow her Golden British, but yeah, we worked out a price and you know, what she would need before she came here, which I x-ray all of my ragdolls that I breed and buy for breeding. So we organised a x-ray. Hope you can hear that. There we go. Organised an x-ray. I also PCR test any cats coming in. My curtains are being destroyed. And I think Meimei was about 8 weeks old when we had that conversation, and the photos were 6 weeks, I just checked. So I had the breeder sent me some updated video, and she had changed a little bit since her first photos, but really quite striking. Normally when you're inquiring for a breeding cat or kitten, you want to know the pedigree, you want parents' photos, if you can find grandparents' photos, even better. And pretty much all the information you can get from the breeder so that you can go and have a really good research on as many platforms as you can, the better. So that's pretty much what I did. So I got the parents' pedigrees. I recognised some of the cats overseas, which was very exciting. And they sent me a photo of the parents together, which is kind of rare, but really nice. I think they must have been desexed at the time. So I'll put that up, and the parents are both from very well-known catteries overseas. So dad is from Willow Tree Rags, mum is from My Butterfly. So dad is from America, USA, mum is from Poland. And we've got an itchy. Don't worry, we do flea treat here, just sometimes cats itch their ears. Alpha 2. So I had a good look at the pedigree, completely unrelated. This is alphabet that I'm patting here. So I'll be a little bit all over the place, but with breeding, you have to be so careful, especially when you're a medium-sized breeder like me. Usually smaller breeders can get away with having a few girls, one boy, they keep the daughters, and then they'll move that boy on and buy in a totally unrelated boy. But when you get to perhaps between 2 and 4 boys, which is more medium-sized, it actually can be quite difficult if you're keeping lots of daughters, granddaughters, great-granddaughters, or some breeders choose to keep sons. I tend to go with the female line. I'll keep daughters and granddaughters. So you can actually breed yourself into a bit of a corner if lots of your girls are related to 3 or 4 of your boys. So I have a cat you may have seen called Rice, and she is related to 3 out of my 4 boys. So any kitten I keep from her is very limited with what I can do. So to combat that, we need to bring a totally unrelated line in here and there. So maybe every couple of years. Now, I could import from overseas, which is extremely expensive importing into Australia. Not to mention most breeders overseas don't want to hold a cat for 180 days. So then you'd have to find someone else to care for the cat while it's doing its 180 days before it can fly to Australia. And that can usually, importing a cat from overseas can be anywhere between 15 to 30,000 Australian dollars, depending how much the actual cat costs. So if it's at all possible, if you're a breeder in Australia, if you can find a cat here from beautiful import lines, they tend to be a little bit less expensive. And you've also got the beauty of having it as a kitten rather than it turning up as an adult. And it's, just, you get to meet the kitten and everything, which is really cool. Well, I've got the wrong 2 cats here, but Meimei's over there. So the beauty of Meimei, being totally unrelated, she can go to all of my boys. If I keep a daughter from her, that daughter can go to the other 3 boys. If I took her to an outside stud, can you see the little kitten paws? Then a keeper could go to all of the boys. So very important to introduce a new bloodline. And it can, like I found, it can be quite difficult to find perhaps what you're looking for. In Australia, we are very genetically isolated. Because it's so difficult to import from overseas, the restrictions are really tough. And not too many breeders in New Zealand, and because of that, there's a lot of New Zealand bloodlines here already. So like Alphabet actually has a New Zealand mother. So it can be quite difficult to find, perhaps if you're looking for something really specific, difficult to find it locally. So the fact that Meimei is from a cattery in Melbourne, which is about an hour and 42 hours from me, was kind of amazing. And that she had two beautiful imported parents from lines that I don't have here. So that absolutely amazing opportunity. So in a whirlwind move, I just took the plunge. And she's over there. I've got the two here, but So we chatted to Golden Melon for, let's see, I inquired when Meimei was about 8 weeks and we picked her up at 4 months. So between then we had a few videos sent, which I will put up. Again, Meimei's development is quite different to my kittens. She has quite a different facial structure. And you'll see in the videos, it's especially evident when she's next to Alpha 2 here. She has perhaps slightly smaller ears, a little bit more wide set, which I really like. But she has, a lot of my kittens have very wide, high cheekbones. And I'm working on it, but some of them, especially like Alpha 2, have a bit of a sleepy look. And we really like that wide open eye look, which Meimei has. So very excited to get that trait in. And that's sort of another thing. If you're constantly breeding with the same lines over and over, you can sometimes not have or not, miss out on bringing in traits. I'm probably not explaining that very well, but I sort of see catteries that are almost cattery blind, where a new bloodline with a new trait would do them the world of good. So Meimei brings to us, I'm not sure if you can see, but really beautiful, big open eyes, amazing eye colour. She's also a very long, strong, big cat, which I have noticed we're sort of losing in the Ragdoll breed a bit. When I say we, I mean just across the globe. I'm seeing a lot of perhaps shorter, more rounder Ragdolls, when this breed is actually meant to be long, strong, big. So to bring a bit more size back in is great. She's playing with, that's Rain's kittens under the door. Are you having a sniff of my socks? She has the sweetest nature. So I'll put in the clips I filmed of setting up her new room, which she was quarantined in, and just until she's settled. Now that can be a really good example if you're buying a new kitten. It doesn't have to be a breeding kitten, any new kitten. How to set up a room, the reasons why I put what I did in it, how long, and it also gives an example of, how a kitten, I guess, is introduced to a new house, what to expect. Do they come out of the crate straight away, or do they hide for a week? Like, what is normal? Obviously, there's some variation. But I would say Meimei's, she was a little bit on the shy side. She's probably a very normal example of what to expect from a kitten. Sorry if I'm making people seasick. I was kind of hoping she would just sort of stay in front of the camera. There we go. But yep. So I'll insert all that video now, and I hope you enjoy. I'll put some music over it when we go to pick her up. Hi everybody, I've just set up the new kitten's room. I'll just give you a wee tour. So we have food and water, scratcher, hidey hole, some cat trees. You'll notice this is our top room. We often have litters of kittens in, so there's lots of space. Got some assorted hidey holes, interactive cat scratchers. We've got some toys, some cardboard scratches. There's a tray there, and the main litter tray here. I've put two because again I'm not actually sure if she's used to enclosed or open. I usually have both here, but we'll put both out just in case. She's apparently used to a tofu litter, so we are going to try that. Here, over here. Tofu litter in there. So you'll see it's quite basic, and that's quite important because we don't want to overstimulate her. And if we keep it nice and basic, she can see where the litter trays are, where her food and water is, and she's not actually going to be in here for very long at all. This is more just a quarantine room, just for a little while until we know how she is, her temperament, if there's any issues. We have done, I'll talk about it in this video, but we have done a PCR test and she's clear, but it's always best to be safe and just have them by themselves. Or you could have them in a room with you, that's fine. At this point in time, I can't actually do that because I've got two litters of kittens in the bedrooms, but this room works just fine. We've got her crate here and a new blanket. I'll give that a disinfect and a wipe and set that up for her. And there's not a whole lot more to say because it will probably be far more interesting for you to listen to me talk when there's a cute kitten running around or when I'm waiting in the car for her. But we'll try and take you along the journey as much as possible. Again, it's quite rare that I buy a kitten from the outside locally, so this is a pretty cool opportunity. But yeah, hopefully we can show as much as possible. Go. All right, we're all set to go. I can't even describe how excited I am. And it's silly because I have beautiful kittens at home. I've bought so many over the years, but I don't know, every time a new one comes in, there's just like this giddy, whether it's picking up from the airport or quarantine, yeah, or the border. I've done that before. It's just, yeah, I can't even describe it. But anyway, we'll get on the road. It takes about an hour and 25, hour and 30, probably more in traffic because we're meeting halfway. So, I'll catch you guys when I get there. Oh, we're home. We can't see much. It's been a really long drive. And the phone died, so I didn't really get a chance to do much footage. We'll get her in and we'll see how we go.
I can't unsee the things I saw when I first met you. There was a glimpse of what's to come. I don't want anybody telling me I'm confused. I'm not insane, I saw the sun. There was a warmth, there was a feeling that no matter how hard I try, I can't describe. There was a love, there was a meaning. I've never been so happy that I'm still alive. 'Cause I'm blinded describe